Okay, for this week's speaking tip, I have a little story to tell you. I want to give you an example of how life intertwines with speaking and give you an example of how I look at things on a daily basis to find meaning in speech topics in my daily living. Last week, I had to go on a last minute trip to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now, I live in Los Angeles. That is 11 time zones away. It was a last minute trip. When my flights got booked, they were booked in coach. There were no business class seats available. And so by the time I left my home and I got to my hotel in Riyadh, it was about 23 hours of travel time. And I'd had a couple hours sleep on the plane, but anybody who's traveled like that, know you're tired. And I hate to disappoint anybody who's listening to this, but I'm not 16 years old anymore. Okay. Sitting on an airplane like that has an effect on this body. So I get to my hotel room and it's a gorgeous hotel room. I'm going to show it to you here, show you what I had. And I'll tell you what I do is I travel extensively. What I typically do is I take a really hot bath and I'll go down into a supermarket or a convenience store and buy some salt. And I put salt in the bath and it pulls the toxins out of my body and it just like revitalizes me relatively quickly. It makes a huge difference for me bouncing back from having something like that happen. So that's what I want to do. I hit my hotel room in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to share a screen here and show you what the room looks like. It's a gorgeous room. Okay, big king bed in it, and we flip it around. You can see it's a nice room. And in the corner here, over where my cursor is this giant bathtub contraption. Okay, I go up and I look at it, and it's the coolest thing I've seen. It's a jacuzzi tub. It's got jets in it and bubbles. And then on the shower up here, it's got a big rainforest shower head that comes down. It's got spray nozzles on the side over here. It's got a handheld shower unit here. It's got an electronic control center in here. It's got all these specialty lights. This is a little cascading waterfall that the water comes down when the jacuzzi tub's going on. So the hot water comes down there. It's just this gorgeous unit. So I go, great. I go to fill it up with some hot water. I'm unpacking my bags, working on my computer. I go and I'm gonna pop back out a second. I go to check the water. The water's cold. So I call the hotel and they bring a technician up and they're looking and the guy goes, I'm sorry, this only has a 50 liter, which is about a 13-gallon water heater on it. So here this hotel went to all the work to put in that gorgeous unit that looked fantastic. When it came to the functioning of the unit, they gave me 13 gallons of hot water. Now, in case you understand this, that would take a minimum of 50 gallons of hot water and potentially 75, depending on how big that tub is. I got 13 gallons of hot water. There's no way I can actually use it. Now, when I look at that, what I go is, there's a great speech topic in here. Now, yes, it's great to get upset about it and go, I can't take my hot bath. I'll survive. But there's a great speech topic in here. There's a great speech topic about what's really important, the way something looks or the way it performs. What's important about us as individuals? Is it the fact that we look great and our suit's good and our tie's perfect, or we drive a really nice car? Or is it that we're really competent at what we do and we show up on time and the substance behind who we are is really there? With this shower, the substance of the hot water wasn't there. The fact that I had no hot water basically made that shower and tub unit they put in there useless. It looked great when I walked in the room, but other than looking great, it was useless when it came to performing the function it needed to perform. So the point is, you come across things like this all the time in life. Situations happen. And what I've learned to do over the years is I'm monitoring deeper meanings in the situation, and how does this play out in life in some capacity? How could I use that as a story in a speech to make a point? Okay. So as a speaking tip, and if you want to be a good speaker, you're always looking for these little things in life that make the point for you, a great story to tell, a great example of the point you're trying to make. And right now we're in the heart of the international speech competition for Toastmasters International. And I've got several people that are contacting me for coaching, and I'm looking at their speeches and the stories. But when I dig into them in the coaching session, I find they've got other phenomenal stories, or they've got aspects of that story they're not bringing to the table. They haven't necessarily connected the story to the speech, all these things that come around. So even keep a little story log that you can. Now, I'll just tell you with the shower story, which I'll keep, I'll use this, I'll use this in my repertoire. There's probably 5 to 10 different messages I could get out of that. I could use that story in 5 or 10 different examples when I'm trying to make something work, or when I'm trying to make a point with a speech. Okay, so it's not just one story, one point. You get a good story, it might have 10 points on it, but you use it for the speech you needed to use it for. Okay, so that's the tip for today, a living example of taking your existence in life and extracting out of it a point, a story that you can make a point with in your speeches. We can all do this. Just got to keep our eyes open, see what's happening on a daily basis. I'll see you next week.